this. As a parent, I think you obviously have dreams like for your children. I mean, I know I do. I have like, not necessarily dreams. I just want, I want them to be healthy. I want them to be, happy. I want them to be smart. I want them to do well to the point where, they're able to be successful, but I don't want it to be easy for them because I realize that, for the things that are too easy, people just take them for granted and they don't learn to work. So like, if the kids struggle with things, I kind of am a little excited. My wife's like, oh, they need to work hard. I'm like, it's perfect. It's the people where everything is so easy, and it's just like, and I think for a guy like, Todd Marinovich, his dad was a world-class trainer, pushed him to do all these things, and everything was so easy, and he was so gifted that, even though he had to work, it just, I don't know if there was much adversity. There was never a point where, he sucked at something and had to work and had to find a way to persevere in the face of things. And I think he, everything was real easy for him. He was super gifted. He had all the right training, all the right bullshit. And his dad was a crazy person. And, now he's a heroin addict. But the story that was universal to most of the people, and I'm sure it's the same thing for the SEAL teams, without that beginning bit of adversity where like, somebody, I'm sure you've, had one or two times in your life tell you, you suck, you shouldn't be here, you should quit. I mean, and how many times did you hear that in Bud's training? I'm sure probably 100 times a day. And without that kind of like ability to persevere in the face of shit, then I don't think you ever really ever learned. And the kids that I can think of through my life, and played football, did everything, where everything was just so easy and so given, ended up never really developing the skill set because, dude, shit's not going to be easy forever. And I think it's easier to develop that skill set for perseverance and hard work and how to figure out how to problem solve and work this at a younger age than it is to have, hey, I'm the best athlete all of a sudden through high school, and then all of a sudden I get to my senior year and everybody's better than me, but I never developed the skill set to try to get better. Yeah. And I think that to me is adversity at not a young age, I think is one of the biggest downfalls in terms of when I see athletic development and people that have really kind of, blossomed on to be, good. Like Luke was all-world high school football player.
2001 DVC state champion, me and Owen Daniels, and I vicariously won the Super Bowl last year.
So similar deal, Luke's all world, but then all of a sudden, he gets into a situation where he fucks his neck up and, can't hit anymore. And then you got to figure something else so you become a book nerd.
Yeah, exactly. Math and computer science, just fucking the way to pussy, man. That's how I picked up all the chicks. You want to see my algorithms?
But I mean, that was the weird thing for me, because I was never the best. I was never the most gifted, but like, I just wanted it more than other people. So I was willing to put in the work, and, all of a sudden by the time everything caught up, I was successful at what I needed, but I can't imagine without building that fucking skill set behind me if it would have been successful. So I think as a parent, I'm constantly trying to figure out how I stack the deck against the kids, because my daughters are actually really gifted, like really good athletes. They're really graceful. They move really well. And so I'm constantly trying to figure out ways to stack the deck against them. And it's become this like, fucking constant thing of trying to figure out how to stack it. And we'll see. Hopefully it works out and they don't fucking grow up hating me.
Jack, going back to a lot of the stuff we're talking about are like trained abilities, right? And one of the big things when we're talking in our world is progression, misappropriation of certain training stimulus, let's say, for nerds out there listening to like strength and conditioning, can kind of stymie things and fuck things up. So when you're talking about exposing these new leadership attributes to leaders, and this is one thing Andy said, he at our Power Athlete Symposium this last year, one of the things that stuck with me is you have to practice being a leader. You have to practice. It takes reps, just like a bench press, just like a back squat. For a lot of the principles you talk about in the book, is there any progression that you employ on individuals other than just like, hey, here's the principles, run with it, figure it out yourself, or is it just kind of it takes time